All right, and we are live. Hey, everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Thought I would sit down and do a late morning chat for you guys and gals. Doing pretty well in my workflow today, getting lots of social media stuff done. If this goes slow, I might make some social media posts whilst I do it. But, as you guys see in the topic, your mom took Tylenol. That applies to all my haters out there. Pretty much, man. You guys seen all my post replies like that about your mom. I love to do your mom jokes. My age is showing. It's kind of funny that comes up and people go, aren't you a little old to be doing your mom jokes? I'm like, no, I'm literally the perfect age for your mom jokes. My whole generation mastered this. It is a mark of me being a Gen X, right? But so now that we have the whole Tylenol thing, yeah, telling people that their mom took Tylenol, perfect. It's beautiful. So yeah, I'll tell dudes that. I didn't want dudes to jump on me on the dad bod thing. He laughed back. I got to laugh back. I'm going to post it up later on Facebook, though. I'm going to put it up. Might as well monetize the reply, right? Coach looking stacked in jacks. Thank you so much, Tyrone. Hit that like button for me, by the way, please. Would appreciate it. But yeah, I might run this one a little long. I put my food on to cook. I don't want to eat anytime soon. I don't want to eat till at least noon, and it's 10:46. So I might run this one long. I might make some other posts. I still have about 3 client sheets I do need to potentially update today, assuming they get back to me. I'm waiting on some guys to get back to me with messages. I got to do Matthias's vlog. I'm still going to do the vlogs. I feel like at this point they're fan service, but people are not enjoying the vlogs. They get almost no views. I mean, I had client Emma, her vlog's got tons of stuff. Mike's got tons of views. People are not interested in the vlogs, I don't feel like, so much these days. I feel like the live streams have more or less dominated this channel. And I wish I could run them on both, but I'm still blocked on Facebook. It's telling me you can't do any more lives. Because I was doing hours a day. I was streaming both. And it's kind of shut me down for a moment. Hopefully it resolves that. But that's the other thing, too. You see my dad bod pictures up there. That's what I'm telling guys, man. There's nothing wrong with the dad bod like that, Like I got the dad bod going. And I think we had that whole conversation, too. And it's like dudes don't pay attention. They do not understand what a dad bod is. It's ridiculous. Because the client vlogs, they were. I feel like this current batch of people, though, they're just not interested, Like how often do client vlogs just don't get views? They get like 100 views. Like nobody's that interested, man. Live streams are where it's at. This is where we get, I sell consultations. I get all the donations. People are just stacking up memberships in these. Like the channel memberships are going way up. Like this is where it's at for now. Like this seems to be the thing. And then shorts get me followers. So it's kind of like people will ask, why are we doing the shorts? You did the same. It doesn't matter because shorts are what go to non-subscriber feeds. That's the way their algo is set, And if I do too many informatives, the lives don't come up into the hits. So, I feel like at this point, even though I've got a bunch, I've got like 50 or 60 informative videos not even uploaded. There's no point cluttering the feed with them until we get stuff flowing again to justify it. No, I don't have any current female client blogs. I have one female ready to start next month, but she probably won't be blogging. At this moment, I have no female clients. I've had a lot in the past, but I have none right now. I don't have a single female client other than one who's already applied, and hopefully we get her in the rotation. She wrote a full application and everything that's done. I know she's a real person because I coach her significant other also. So, yep. So no, I don't even have any active clients who are women. And I've had a lot of women in the past as clients. Top of the morning, coach, can't stick around, but thought I'd drop a like and say, what's up? What's going on, Strong? Like most of my clients are dudes over 35 right now. Like right now, 90% of my clients are men over 35, like straight up. But that's also kind of my money. That's my money spot, the nature of the game. But we had the chat this morning too, with the dad bod thing. And for some reason, I don't know why guys missed the memo. On the internet, men have completely misunderstood what was meant by a dad bod. Okay. They completely missed the boat. For some reason, they hear the dad bod and they heard women vote and they hear the stuff and their head goes to a fat guy who doesn't work out. That is not what women voted on as the dad bod. Think The Rock when he was in the WWE. You know, right? What is being considered a dad bod is usually a pretty jacked guy who's just not ripped. So they missed the memo there. It's just ridiculous, right? So my client Alex, I put up for a while, like during some of his stuff, I put pictures up of a bunch of women I know who are even fitness related women in a group. So yep, that's perfect dad bod. Like it was in a little discussion we were having back and forth on Facebook. And quite a few women I know who are in there who are all into fitness. They all agreed that like that's the perfect dad bod. Like that's a dad bod. Like wait, he squats over 400 pounds. Big Blue. Seriously, it sounds like your mom took Tylenol, bro. Your mom took Tylenol. Way too much of it. Sadly, unfortunate, man. You could go to therapy and get some masking, though. That would help. You could learn how to do masking in public. That would help you a lot. So, yeah, dudes missed the memo. So if I put that up and people will be like, you don't have a dad bod, right? You don't have a dad bod. I'm like, no, I technically do have the dad bod the way it would be voted on. Like, honestly, if you want the perfect dad bod per what that was voted on by the women who prefer dad bods, you probably need to be able to bench over 300 pounds. You probably need to be able to deadlift 500 pounds. They just don't have abs. That's it. Reach those numbers and just don't diet down to a full six pack. You now have a dad bod. Just blowing dudes' minds. Dudes really interpreted it as fat guys who don't live. That is absolutely not it. It's like 14% body fat is the dad bid, right? Yeah. Yeah, like do 14, 15, 16% body fat with a 300 bench. You'll have a dad bod. And yes, women, as a pretty large chunk of them actually like that. Think about when The Rock was voted sexiest man alive of what he looked like. Think about what he looked like in his early wrestling days. Yeah, they don't mean a beer belly. They just mean you don't have a six pack. They like some muscle. They like some meat on them. They just don't want you shredded. That was the dad bod. Like, it doesn't mean don't work out. It didn't mean have a beer belly. Come on, guys. Ridiculous. But yeah, big Blue Perk, hit those likes, man. Get them likes up, bro. You came in here, the likes didn't come up yet. Let's get this flowing. Hopefully we get a good chat this time. We'll see what happens. Yesterday's were pretty good overall. And these vegans get really upset. Here's what's funny, man. I got someone in there that's like calling me an anti-vegan zealot, like some not claiming to be not vegan. So they don't realize how hard I go on carnivore. I pick on carnivore I'm way harder on them. But I felt like I needed to spread the love, man. I needed to spread the love on the Facebook with that. I'm going a little hard on vegans because people actually jump on that more. Like, people don't realize that carnivore is technically worse than vegan, but it's not going to have the same blowback. Like, people really hate vegans and they defend themselves so crazy. It's ridiculous. Like, they act like their position is extremely rational and it's quite comical. Or they act like if you come at them that you're stupid. They will try to treat me like I'm stupid and uneducated. And I'm going, these are some of the conversations we have in here. It's anything but that's okay. I mean, here's the thing. From a taste perspective, I'd rather be carnivore. From a health perspective, vegan would be the better choice. But why would you be either one? Here's the point. Right? Big no, that's You probably have that reversed, actually. Vegan, you're more likely to be blowing up the toilet all day, actually. But here's the thing: why would you choose either one? Like, why? Why would you go either route? There's no point. It's redunculous. They should just both go away. Good afternoon, Coach. What's going on, David? How you doing, bro? Skillet. But I think they should just both go away. Let's just get rid of them. You just can't with vegans and carnivores. But they're so militant, and it's like that's what I'm finding. Hell, actually arguing with them gives me the best outreach because they will defend their position. But the defense is different. Vegans, they get all crazy and emotional and accuse you of being dumb. Carnivores will argue science and tell you don't know science while not realizing that they don't actually know science. They will literally make arguments. Well, you're not looking at the emerging science. You're not up to speed. And the reality is the emerging science keeps showing more and more and more the opposite of what they claim. Like the current emerging science, the deeper they dig, the more the lipid hypothesis gets reinforced over and over and over. Yeah, they're like terrorists on food, right? Like they're so oblivious to the current science. It's crazy. Like how far off they get it, but they're so convinced they're right. And they'll argue about science, and it's clearly they're not reading it. To them, emerging science means if some doctor writes a book. If some doctor writes a book trying to debunk mainstream science, they'll call that the emerging science. It's like, no, bro, that's not research. That's a guy writing a book for money. That's not actual scientific research. Do you still recommend your 5x4? Yeah, if they have the recovery resources for it. You got to be eating and sleeping. But I mean, hey, Jamie, considering how many thousands and thousands and thousands of people swore by it and made great gains, why wouldn't we recommend it? Just because I wrote it in 2012 and published it in 2012 doesn't mean that people didn't make ridiculous amounts of gains on it. If anyone says fruits and vegetables are bad for you, it's crazy. Right. But Paul Saldino isn't even a carnivore anymore. He had to stop doing it. Big Blue. So now they follow Sean Baker, who will eventually have major problems. Like his blood work is pretty scary. But I agree with you, Scott. Anyone who says fruits and vegetables are bad for you is crazy. At least vegans have some leg to stand on with their anti-saturated fat position. However, in moderation, saturated fat's not harmful either. But they go all in. All animal protein is now causing cancer. They get crazy. Like that's pretty crazy in and of itself of a position to take. But yeah, that being anti-fruits and vegetables, the level of crazy, right? The level of crazy to take that position and to act like it's an evidence-based position. And the scariest part, any of the people who are cutting these things out and seeing certain improvement is because they have destroyed their gut health, right? People have lived such horrible lifestyles that their gut health is so destroyed due to the zero fiber, the alcohol, right? Hey, Keith, why should I care at all about your profile pic with all that? I could care less, dude. This doesn't affect me in any way. So they've destroyed their gut health, and so then they can't handle fiber. So then fiber is bad. It's like, no, fiber is phenomenal. Fiber is critical for longevity and health and your immune system and everything. It's that you have destroyed your gut and you can't handle it. And I've had even someone propose that, like, man, maybe if people quit drinking all this alcohol, that would be part of it. Right? I mean, think about it. We have an alcohol problem as a society, multiple countries here, and we know that destroys gut health. So maybe that's one of the reasons some of these people are not able to handle fiber, which we know is phenomenal. What about Chinese bug protein and nutritional chitin? I'm just going to leave it alone. I don't want to eat bugs. Very simple. Not claiming, hey, sure, bugs are nutritious. I mean, if people wanted to be true carnivore, they wanted to be paleo, they'd be chowing down tons of bugs, right? That was a critical part of the whole paleo thing. I'm not interested. We don't have to eat bugs. We have steak. Steak is way better than bugs. You know what? I would rather eat a chicken breast or a cut of sirloin than a bug any day of the week and twice on Sunday, right? So there's no need for it. Now, if you want to go eat bugs and bug protein, it's actually perfectly reasonable, perfectly healthy. I don't like bugs. I don't enjoy bugs. I've had roasted grasshoppers and crickets. They just don't taste good. I'm not interested in them. But if you want to go do it, by all means, knock yourself out. It's not for me, bro, Skillet. But if it's for you, then man, knock yourself out eating bugs. Man, if you want to go drink cockroach milk, more power to you, man. I'm going to skip on it. I'm going to skip on the roasted crickets. And like I've tried it. By the way, I've had these things, right? I mean, I've had roasted grasshoppers and crickets. It's not particularly good. Again, I will take a steak or a chicken breast hands down all day long. But sure, nutritionally perfectly fine. You know, I'm just not interested in eating bugs. But you can if you want. I mean, I'm not going to tell you where to get your animal source protein. Well, I do. I'm going to tell you to eat the chicken and rice, bro. Right? Time proven and effective. You know, you can have a dad bod like me, a chicken and rice. We already know Keith is crazy, but he's paying to play at this point. He's paying to play. So I guess we'll let it slide for now. Oh, man. Oh, these vegans love to argue. You guys want to get in on the vegan arguments here? Hold on. I got a great post going here. I'll link it if you guys want to go jump into this one. Come on. This is a great post by me, right? I even threw a Nietzsche quote in there. That's how. This is some high quality trolling. All right, check out some high quality trolling, y'all. Go click that link. I even threw in the quote about, gazing into the abyss. Man, these vegans get butthurt. No, Keith, we don't like vagina. What's wrong with you? Why are you trying to get banned? Hey, man, if they ban your profile, it's going to take away that money you're sending me. They're going to turn off your subscription. So you should probably remove it, dude. Just saying. You're putting straight up porn in there. Keith. Yeah. So what else we have going, man? This is kind of dying out here. Let's get some conversations going. Otherwise, I guess I'm going to go refill my water. Animals don't even know what room they're in. Exactly. No, I really don't care, Keith. But seriously, I'm just telling you for your own good. I don't personally care. Dairy is a quality protein and no harm to animals. There we go. Oh, don't even get the vegans started on that one, Scott. Have you listened to their crazy rants about dairy? But dairy is again, ideal protein, man. Like dairy is a superfood for athletes. I love dairy. I'm super pro dairy. In fact, I got Greek yogurt and Fairlife milk in my fridge right now. And I got my omega-3 eggs. They probably do know, but who cares? And I think that's the point. People anthropomorphize animals. They want to bring them to the level, or they'll use this silly term, speciesism. Like, Like, really? Are we going to pretend that all species are equal? Like, are we really going to pretend this? So where do we draw the line? And then they'll say, well, how about with whatever with a central nervous system or mammals? It's like, okay, but you're still using the term speciesism. Shouldn't you call it vertebraism? I don't know, mammal. I mean, something. Because again, are we going to pretend all species are equal? And are we going to pretend this is something that's of use to us as a species? You know. And here's the funny thing, I love how they'll use arguments like, well, right? Well, using that logic, would it be okay for aliens who are just far more advanced to just show up and harvest us or whatever? I'm like, well, how do you know that they don't already? Number one. And number two, well, I don't know. Are we talking about right or wrong, or the fact that you won't be able to do anything about it anyway? So, just saying. Probably your opinion on it doesn't really matter, right? Uh, yeah, right. But they want to project human values and human emotion and cognition onto animals. You it's just ludicrous. Right? What does right or wrong even mean? Well, I mean, I think we can. I think we can establish ideas of right and wrong. Right? When is the vlog coming up? Well, I didn't train on Sunday. There's no vlog coming up today. Right? I did 3 lifting sessions and 3 GPP sessions this week. That's 6 vlogs. I'm taking the day off, man. We're gonna chill. We're gonna relax. We're gonna rest on this Sunday. We're gonna rest on a Sunday. All right. So there won't be a vlog today, Freaky Monkey. But you got 6 vlogs from me this week. All right. You got a vlog from Ted yesterday. I'll put a vlog up for Matthias later today. I'll get his sorted. I don't know if we'll have one for Alex. I don't know if he's going to finish his 3rd day this week or not. All right. What are your thoughts on prolong? I don't think you should prolong fast at all. I've never used an air fryer. They don't seem like they have enough capacity to be worthwhile. I've never used one. No, you shouldn't be fasting more than maybe 20 hours tops. You're risking losing muscle. Like don't go that long without protein. This is silly. So why would you want to lose muscle weight? Because that's what's going to happen at that point. Right? If you're losing muscle, is that effective weight loss? No. And I think fasting is great, but prolonged, no, you are eating into muscle tissue by the 24-hour mark. Don't do it. At least do some protein. Everybody wants to lose weight too fast too. Then they wonder why they rebound. They wonder why they lose muscle. They wonder why their energy turnover turns down, because you guys want to lose weight fast. Stop doing that. Take your time with it. Be healthy with it. I want everything right now, instantly, instant gratification. Right? We're an instant gratification society. No big. Do you have any evidence of this? Hey, Keith, we don't care about your pig, man, but I appreciate the super chat. So big, there's no real actual reason to think that they are. No, why would the fasting be good for your gut? Your gut needs to be fed, right? Your gut needs things in it. Like gut health improves from your gut flora improving. Gut flora require food. Prebiotic foods, probiotic foods, fiber, varieties of fiber. This is how you improve your gut. Now, there's other things you need to do if you're having gut damage. Of all people, Keith got the gifted membership. No, he bought it, actually. I think Keith bought that one. He just bought it today again. So you guys bring up autophagy. So that's fine. You have Dr. Foom who's brought this up. Do any other doctors, do most doctors agree with this? All right. I know people love to bring that up, but do actual medical doctors in general agree with this? mTOR reset. I don't even know what that means. What are they even saying? Sounds like some BS. But no, Morgan, think about the autophagy thing. So Dr. Foong wrote this whole book with that, right? With no evidence, and with other doctors review it who say, look, I mean, there could be some benefits to fasting, right? But the things that you're saying in autophagy, I know a medical doctor, for example, who's a coach also, who he's basically said in a conversation, he goes, Dr. Foom's explanation of autophagy, he goes, could be debunked with your first year of medical school. He's like, this is pure quackery to sell books. Okay. So taking a break from lifting and going back from, no, that's stupid. Yeah, that is complete. No. Zero evidence to support this. All available evidence would tell you this is going to cost you gains. This is silly. All right. Hey, Big Blue, do they have any evidence of this? Now, I could be wrong. Maybe there's medical doctors in the field who are promoting this. Or why are you using that? Oh my God, I'm about to make fun of you. Remember when I used to clown Megan so hard for this nucleus overload? I made so much fun of him back in the day. He used to get pissed at me. I'm like, what a dumb name. Why don't you just call it high frequency training? Why does it have to do with nucleus overload? Like, where is this even coming from? I mean, the only thing I can think of that we might classify as nucleus overload would be blasting large amounts of anabolic steroids. That might create some nucleus overload in the muscle fibers, but your training doesn't. Why don't we just call it high frequency training? Because that's what he did, and he was calling it, first he called it overtraining, right? Keep in mind, first he named it overtraining, and then he realized when I clowned him of how stupid it was, like I made fun of him, and he got pissed. Like I basically called him a moron, and then he changed it to nucleus overload. You don't call a vote just for nothing, dude. It's not. We don't kapow people for no reason. Oh Lord, that'll be cray cray. I'm gonna get some water. I'll be right back. Y'all hit like. He's not disrespectful. I'm gonna be right back. All right, we're back. Kapow Mars. What are you guys doing? Why, quit spamming, man. We're the most anabolic foods on a budget. Okay, Morgan. We all know autophagy is a thing. Should I have worded that different? Promoting that autophagy is a single beneficial thing instead of autophagy is it can be good, it can be bad. It's not like this automatic great thing. Okay. What you need a super chat for me to ban Marcy. I don't know, man. $100. If you see, you'd have to super chat $100 for me to ban Marcinio. Marcinio, would you be cool with that, man? If I ban you for $100. So Keith, $100 super chat for me to ban Marcinio. He's not gonna get. He's no way he's giving $100 for it, but that's funny. That'd be hilarious. If he actually did it, I will cry laughing. I'll actually do it if he does it. The morning lives, whatever. I wake up and start doing a little step. How about tree fitting? Like $350. No, I'm not doing it for 350. Man, did you to ban a positive poster? $100, man, is reasonable. Marcidio says 50. Marcidio, you cool if you did? You cool with 50? So Marcidio is actually okay if I ban him for $50. All right. Is that allowed in a Democratic classroom? Maybe. Well, so now we've negotiated. That's as low as I'll go. $20 and I'll act. $20, man, that's a little low to ban Marcinio, dude. That seems like a little bit low. That's a little low balling, man. We could do a little better than that. Yeah, Keith, he said 50. Ken Shiro, what's up, man? How you doing, bro? Best physique to get women, dad bod, man. Order 66 from Marcinio. You still eat Subway, coach? I haven't had Subway in years, man. Yeah, I felt like with the 50 on the table, man, the 20's kind of lowballing, bro. We got to do a little better. We got to do a little better than that, man. Oh, Lord. Do women prefer muscle? On average, yes. Now, you can't say all women are the same. Kapow, Tyrone. Bro, you're not even going to pony up 50 to Kapow Marcinio. Why are we going to Kapow Tyrone? Last time I had steak at a restaurant, December, and I put pictures up when I did it, actually. There's pictures up. Keith, you're not even paying the first one. These won't cost you $50 a piece, man, for each one. You know. Keith, that was all your $5, right? Marcinio, what if he gave 20? Would you feel insulted if he gave 20 for it and we did it? Thoughts on nicotine's effects on muscle fat loss and why are we taking nicotine? Man, guys, why don't you guys just diet and cardio like normal people? Right? I don't have thoughts on any of it for that because we need 50. So Marcinio says we need a minimum of 50. You like game meat? I had antelope tenderloin. So you asked too vague of a question. I love some game meats and I hate some game meats. We're going to have to go animal by animal. If you get a Ford steak, do you think that fatty steaks could become a health risk? Yeah, absolutely. They could become a health risk. Marcinio says 35. Oh, wait a minute. We in negotiations now. Hey, Keith, there's a compromise going now. He said 35. Is the 25 natural limit of fat-free mass index? What do we mean by accurate? Meaning, is it probably the upper threshold for a genetically gifted person? Probably. Is this reachable to the average person? No chance. Average genetic guy absolutely will not get there. Not going to happen. Is that fair? But your personal natural limit is a moving target with a lot. I've done highly detailed videos on this, by the way, AJ. It is a moving target, and it's not just based on your genetics. It's based on your starting training age, because eventually you're going to reach a point where your hormonal profile is going to cause you to regress anyways. And because you can always gain muscle up till that point, your upper threshold is going to be largely dependent on, did you start lifting at 14 or did you start lifting at 30? Coach, I've noticed that girls only ask guys if they work out if they're low body fat. Yeah, that's just not true. So Justin, would you consider me to be low body fat? Because I get really serious compliments in public from women. They don't ask me if I work out. Nobody asks me if I work out. So maybe that's only a skinny guy thing. Maybe really lean dudes get asked if they work out because they're not sure. I'm just saying, dude. So no, I don't know what you're talking about. Of course, I don't observe this phenomenon. Right. Yeah. But yeah, Keith, so he said 35. So $35 then, and I'll ban him right now for 35 on the super chat. But that's about as low as we can barely go, man. 25 is the highest I'll go. I'm gonna think on that one for a minute. I don't know, man. Person like 35. We're in intense negotiations here. Intense negotiations. How do you don't know what his ethnicity is? How do you know? You don't know that. I've noticed more compliments when I'm low body fat. When I get more bulky rugby season, it's definitely not as much. I don't know. Wow, Kiki said your mom took Tylenol. Man, that's brutal, bro. Why are you coming at him like that? Coming at his mama and everything. Oh, man. Coming at his mama. I don't know. Keith, I'll do it for 25, but you got to actually pay up. Hello, Iran. I don't think he's going to do the 25 anyways, Marcinio. I seriously doubt it. Well, there's more anabolic you have to compromise food or sleep. I don't know. AJ, I really don't know how to answer that one, because if you compromise either one, you're not going to gain muscle. So the answer is both. Like if you get insufficient sleep, you're not gaining muscle. If your food intake is just entirely insufficient, there's going to reach a point where you don't gain any muscle. I feel like you're not really trying, like you're so worried about nicotine. You're worried about Can I why don't we focus on actually training and eating decently? Right? Oh Lord. No, I'm not gonna have a Halloween party. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you. So if I had a Halloween party, there would be nothing on the internet about it. Right? Protein versus carbs, you need both, AJ. Ideally both. You need to have both. I mean, although hypothetically, if you ate no protein, you're not going to gain any muscle. You're going to lose muscle. So again, I don't know why dudes try to create these scenarios when we should be focusing on why don't you get the stuff that you need to actually make gains? You know. Hey Tyrone, I thought you were a positive poster. So, well, Keith, I guess you got to go now. That's it. He's out of here. Yeah. There are things that we don't even vote on. They're just automatic. You're going. Yeah. All right. On to other topics. You got your costume, you're going to be a toilet. Okay. How many years does it take to natural genetic limits, or is it dependent? AJ, it's a moving target. It doesn't work like that. You will never reach your natural limit. Okay. AJ, because it's not a defined thing. When we give that 25, meaning that's a target that is a hypothetical possibility for genetic outliers who put in 20 years of work. Okay. That 25. It doesn't mean people actually really reach it. I don't know of any absolute confirmed person who's reached it. Right. So you're going to continually move closer and closer to it because there's not really a true natural limit. That's the way to put it. There's no upper threshold for your fast twitch muscle fibers. They will keep growing every year. The problem is it's going to be such a small amount that it's barely going to register. But there's no upper threshold until you reach a hormonal or a nervous system environment to where you can no longer grow. No, think about that. Do steroids theoretically speed it? No, because it's not your natural limit. Right? So if you understand how muscle fibers grow, the problem is steroids will push some of your fibers past what they could ever grow. And your other ones are not going to reach their threshold. So it doesn't work like that at all. That's such a silly concept. Right? Steroids will cause your intermediate muscle fibers and things to start growing that don't grow from weightlifting anymore. Those fibers all stop growing relatively quickly as a drug-free lifter. Within a few years, they're done. They're not going to grow anymore. You're up to just those fastest twitch fibers. The steroids will cause the other ones to start growing again. HGH may hypothetically cause hyperplasia over time, which in theory, new muscle fibers, right? Aaron, you feeling down today? You should pray more. Probably not a bad idea, right? I mean, if you're feeling down, a little bit of prayer never hurts. I agree with lecture. A little bit of Jesus never hurts, right? If you're feeling down, not a bad option. Yeah. Man, he didn't even pony up that $25, Marcinio. I was thinking he might actually do it. Oh, well. Because there's no real benefit. I would rather run. I just don't want to do. They're too time consuming for how little I get out of it personally. Is that fair? All right. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody's gonna pray for Iran. I'm cool with that. I mean, I'm a Christian. I don't mind some Christian talking here. It's not gonna be the focus of my stuff, but I'm cool with it. We're certainly not going to disallow it. That's for sure. Right. I'm probably not going to let people come in here and pray to other things because it's not my belief system. Do you think Jesus was Jack? I bet you Jesus was reasonably muscular dude. Okay, and here's what I base it on. What did he do as a profession before he started his ministry? He was a carpenter. Have you looked at the style of carpentry from that era? Right? It was actually fairly hard work. So I am of the opinion, and this is just me. I think most likely Jesus was relative to the time period, probably had a pretty good physique. He was probably carried a good amount of muscle, was probably fairly muscular and strong, right? If we go off the historical data of what he did before he started his ministry, right? Anybody disagree with that? So just historically speaking, I think there's a pretty good chance Jesus was a reasonably jacked dude. Coach, how long? They vary, Justin. You can follow me on Strava if you want to see all the exact specs of my runs. I mean, some of the runs are 5 miles lately. They haven't been. Does testosterone influence beard growth or more genetic? I don't really know, ALG. Hey, Luxor, you got to quit spamming it though, man. I mean, I'm a Christian, but dude, you're spamming my chat. You can't do that. I'd hate to have to do this because I'm very pro Jesus, but dude, now I'm going to have to put you in timeout. I'm not going to ban you, but come on, bro. 5-minute timeout. You got to chill with that. That's not cool. You're just spamming. Like that doesn't help anybody want to come to Jesus. I can tell you right now, dude, that turns people off. You're not helping people at all, right? To just spam it. Now you want to come and talk about Jesus in a positive manner here. I'm down with that. Oh, that's a great question, Alan. A lot of scholars think that it was non-alcoholic wine, by the way. There are a significant number of biblical scholars who do believe it was non-alcoholic wine. And that's a whole rabbit hole for you to go down. No, I don't believe we should drink any alcohol. I'm very anti-alcohol. I promote complete abstinence. Or vegetable proteins, no. So are you talking about the protein in vegetables? Okay, are you telling me vegan protein shakes? Because these are two different questions. No, protein in plants is still viable. It just has a lower bioavailability. It doesn't make it useless. So it's just that you're going to get less effectiveness on a gram per gram basis due to lower absorption. It doesn't mean it's useless or it doesn't help with muscle or metabolism or anything. It's just less efficient at the absorption and digestion level, right? You still get a fair amount of it, like 50, 60, 70% of it, depending upon the type, is still viable. But Tyrone, I tend to lean in that direction if those scholars are right. Now, does that fit my own personal bias? Yes. Did Satan create alcohol? Now, that's an interesting question. I don't think that he created it per se because it is a naturally occurring substance, right? Like alcohol ferments and stuff out there on its own in nature. But does he utilize it as a tool? And I think the answer there is yes. Right. Well, I mean, it causes not just temptation. How about just death and destruction? Right. So they were drinking grape juice and it didn't have the capacity to remove alcohol. Yeah. Well, no, it wasn't fermented enough to actually have the alcohol. Right. Like it takes a while. Like wine doesn't. You don't just grape. There's a process to where you get to fermented actual alcohol from wine. I don't understand what you're writing at all, AG. That statement makes no sense. Best way to get rid of water retention. I suppose it depends on what's causing water retention. Right. Well, the thing is with alcohol, yeah, I mean, there is a lot of sexual immorality associated. I mean, I personally can relate to that. Hey, AG, the whole constant, the thing with water retention is a very complicated topic. It's dropping water weight versus having an actual retention problem are two different things, right? Like you can cause temporary water drop, but it doesn't mean you are retaining an abnormal amount. Now, if you're holding an abnormal amount, sure, increasing potassium, increasing water intake could help. But again, otherwise it's just kind of, well, how about if you're 30% body fat, you're not retaining water, you're just fat. You need to diet down, clean your diet up. But Iran, alcohol causes a lot of other problems on top of that. It's not just about that. It's the violence it causes, accidents it causes, all these other things. It creates a lot of inhibition problems. There's a lot of issues with it. Right? Even if we're going to talk about the social and behavior, and this is before we get into the cancer and the liver sclerosis and all this other stuff. The more data we gather, the more we find out how bad alcohol really is. Like in the last few years, all the cancer data on it emerging. Do you believe in Sasquatch? Is that what you're writing? No. No. But I love Bigfoot documentaries. That's kind of one of my guilty pleasures. Back in the day, I probably watched every single Bigfoot documentary and movie ever made. I thought they were fascinating, but I don't actually believe that Bigfoot's real. Hey, coach, I benched 413.4 at my powerlifting meet. Thanks for the information. Nice. Good stuff, bro. If you get any footage, throw it up on your channel because that's cool. Right? That's good stuff. Hey, Jason, I'm sorry for spamming. Spirit took over me. Jesus is at the wheel. Hey, Luxord, I'm not going to agree with that, and here's why. I don't think the Spirit would cause you to do something that would put people off from Christ. So I don't think that's what happened. But I'm going to forgive you anyway. Just don't do it again. We're good, man. That's why I only put you in timeout. I didn't ban you. All right. But we had to have a little timeout. Tylenol, man. There's a lot of Tylenol. There's a lot of Tylenol problems out there. Yeah. I've been praying a lot and thinking about going full to male mode fully, but well, I would advise that if so. Are you trans? Is what you're saying? So if you were born male, then that's probably where you should be. I know you don't like him, but Tony, you can smoking cigarette. Wow, I like him even less now. Luxury, as long as it's actual gospel, I'm okay with it. Like, I'm okay with people discussing the gospels as presented by Christ. Just don't start throwing crazy dogmatic stuff that he didn't say in there. We're good, right? Like I take his word at face value. I don't like when people get into their weird interpretations of it. Preach the gospels as Christ taught them. So AG Tony, I don't like Tony Ujadala now. He's promoting cigarettes. I'm gonna like him even less, and then telling people they're going to boost their testosterone. Anyone talking to you about boosting testosterone is a scam artist. Just stop. Hey, Iran, I don't know either. That's a question for your doctor. I can't really help you there. All right. I can't really help you there. But I am probably going to wind this chat down. The views are just real low in this one. I'll do a longer one this afternoon. We'll do a nice long one this afternoon. Those have been going well. That's my peak window. So I'm about to wind this down though. But love you guys, and we're out.